Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. We're continuing watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's time for episode 5. We're almost there. This episode's called Truth. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey guys, it's Prague.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the moon with Safe Moon. That's right, cryptocurrency. Hey, this is DeLorean Wolfgang. Hey, and this week, we've got a very special guest, which I'm very excited to have him on because finally we've got an opposing opinion this week. Would you like to say your own name?
This is Dwayne from the Three Beers and a Mic podcast. Thanks, guys, for having me. Glad you finally invited me on the podcast.
I mean, the last invite got lost in the mail. Sorry.
Well, after all of the, I don't know how to put it, all the nasty letters that you've been writing in and kind of letting us know how much you're opposing opinion on what we say week by week.
Opinion. We just had to have you on.
We had to have you on. This is
I was
great.
literally screaming at my radio in the car, like.
Yes,
Love it.
We wanted results.
Emotion. We are bringing emotion to people. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Well, you did a good job.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about Three Beers and a Mic. So to get people excited about your own podcast.
Well, first of all, like the Secondary Heroes here, we're on the Cross the Streams Media platform or pod network. We do a little geeky podcast where we drink a few different beers and talk about all the nerdy, geeky stuff going on in the world at that time. And we also have a spin-off going on right now where we're watching all the Marvel movies in chronological order with a friend of ours that has never seen them. We're up to, I don't even know where we are anymore. I've been doing so many podcasts.
I didn't sign up for this.
And then I actually am working on another podcast that's called Burn Appetit that's coming out. It'll be a food podcast, so you can look forward to that coming too.
Hopefully you don't get burnt out.
Well, I'm worried about all the calories I'm eating.
That's actually a really cool idea, though. So do you guys just choose a recipe every week, and then you guys...
We're choosing chains, so fast food, casual.
Fast food. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sit down chains, any kind of national chain because we're all over the country, and then we each pick one item off the menu, not a meal, just one item.
That's cool.
We bring a guest out, so the guest picks the where we're gonna go, and then we try the food, do a little interview with the guest, and then talk about the food. So it's pretty fun so far.
That's really cool, man. I dig that. Well,
it'll
awesome.
be out May 1st. So
May 1st.
Okay.
Awesome. So keep your ears out. And what was that called again?
Burn Appetit. It's Bernie, who's on the Three Beers and a Mic podcast with me. He does a lot of Instagram posts under Burn Appetit, and we just made it into a podcast basically. So
very cool, man. Yeah, awesome.
Like
so definitely check out Dwayne on all of those. He listened a lot, so.
And all the other podcasts on the network, Four Dorkspin,
that's right.
Movie Gap, who DeLorean was just on there, so
that's right. I'm not sure it dropped quite yet, but yeah, I was excited to mention that later. But it's cool that you did. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we got Dan Aykroyd podcast, and I always forget the other one, Burt Reynolds and
Burt Reynolds.
I forget what it is. Charles Bronson.
Nice.
So yeah, we're growing.
Well, welcome aboard, man. We're glad to have you on Secondary Heroes this week. Trevor, hey, are we ready for some spoiler-free stuff?
Yeah, hopefully everybody knows Secondary Heroes by now. That before we go and spoil the entire episode, which again is difficult to do, but we'll try our best later in the program. But for now, spoiler-free, what was your opinion just of episode 5 by itself? Who wants to start?
Not it.
I think our guest should go
Yes.
first.
Ooh. Yeah.
It was yet another great episode.
Surprise!
I don't know what you guys are watching. I think you're watching a bootleg version of this or something.
Oh, it's a bootleg something.
Bootleg version of Sam and the other guy. That's what it should have been called. Sam and the other guy.
Yeah,
I'll go next
this week.
Oh, go ahead.
Can't go wrong. Little action, little story.
Yes. Actually, you said the perfect words: little action and little story. Because there really wasn't much to this episode. Myself, I lock that up. It's so. I will say the beginning of this episode was really fun. I was like, this is what I wanted to see in this show. I'm super excited. There was action. We got to see action. We got to see cool stuff. We got to see good acting. The beginning was great. And then it just, man, it lands just downhill real fast.
Okay.
Prague, you go ahead.
I'll go next, since Trevor, you just watched it. I actually was okay with this episode, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we got kind of stuff I've been wanting for a while, that big action scene in the beginning, a lot of the stuff coming out with Bucky and Sam finally developing their characters for the first time this season, which was good to see. And I'm also a big fan of montages, and there were I think 500,000. I don't know. I lost count after the 500,000th. But they were a lot of fun. It was way too long, as usual, and I think I don't know if that's the show's fault. I don't know if that's Marvel telling them they wanted to try to stretch it to a full hour, but the last I was told, they were given free reign to make these episodes as short or as long as they wanted, but they're all kind of bloated, in my opinion. I think if they had trimmed down every episode, it would have been a better show, in my opinion. This, I think, was still the strongest of the series so far. But it was. I want to say it was, because you get those buddy cop moments that really shine through finally. As I say, you get some great action and some great acting in the beginning as well. It's just too long. If you just cut out a lot of the fat, you trim that fat down to maybe a nice 25, 50, 30-minute episode, it would have been, fun. That's my take.
Yeah. No, I agree with Prague. This was the best episode of the season because they go deeper into actual storytelling. If you cut out the parts that Sharon's in, you cut out the part that Sarah's in, and you just all these weird cutscenes. You cut Carly out completely. This episode was particularly good because Carly's barely in it at all because they don't know how to develop that storyline or an antagonist at all. So they're let's do less of her, and then it works out. It makes sense. It starts to build a flow, and you actually care about the characters. It ties into more. This is what I thought episode 1 was going to be. There's scenes where I'm okay, this is where I thought the series was going to start with. Right. Sam is, I don't know if I want to take on the shield because of what it means, who I am based in society, all that kind of good stuff. And then there's all these extra points.
Yep.
That's exactly how it started.
But it didn't really
you don't get enough of
shield.
He gave it up. It's so fast it was oh man, I don't know if I want to do this. I should probably think about it. But here's the shield. Put it in a museum.
I get that, but I think
already decided at that point that he wasn't worthy. That's why he gave it up.
But it would have been nice to see him at a lower low, I guess, in the first episode, so they had more to build from. This episode,
he keeps the shield is because of the fight with Cap right at the start. It's the same reason that Cap took the serum last episode. It's almost identical reasoning and logic.
Oh, we're starting to get into spoiler territory.
Yes. I balanced as delicately as I could.
Well, maybe we should get into socials and then we'll get into them spoilers. So make sure you go off and check us out at Secondary Heroes everywhere. Every major social media network. And with the Cross the Streams network as well. And when I say every media network, not TikTok, not Snapchat.
Why not?
None of that stuff.
Yeah, what?
You'd be great on
Alex
that, man.
Alex would be, but
we are
get
old
all
men.
fans.
I have a child.
Perfect.
You know what? My 8-month-old might be able to teach me TikTok.
Baby's on TikTok.
Stuff.
That'd be great.
Hold on. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right, guys? Okay. If you're not watching on YouTube, you have no idea what's going on.
Good for audio. Don't worry.
Great for audio. Let me do my dance moves. So all the social media networks, Instagram, Facebook, Netflix. I don't know.
Which you can find on their website as well. You can go right to crossstreamsmedia.com, pick their podcast, and all the links are right there.
I like this guy. Maybe we should just have you record our whole social media thing for us, so I don't have to keep remembering to do it.
I like that.
Well, cool. I think we got it. Oh, and actually, we don't. Go over to iTunes or Cross the Stream Media, or is it crossthestreammedia.com?
Yes.
Crossthestreamsmedia.com. Find Secondary Heroes and rate and review our podcast over there.
Yeah, it takes you right to iTunes. Apple.
That would be
Perfect.
awesome, people.
Perfect.
We don't care if you give us a bad review because we
We'll
don't
just
care.
Make fun of it on a later episode.
That's right. That's what we've done before, and it works for us. I love it. So, anyways, at the end of the day, we still love that you're listening either way. So, and at the end of the day, all this is free for you, and it's priceless to us.
And if you're really upset, you could go leave a voicemail for them.
Yes.
You can.
We just have to check them.
Wink, wink.
Nod. Cool. So let's jump into some spoilers, fans.
And I like that this is kind of all around the board here too. You know, we're all kind of, I think, on a different page here, which is nice. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Right.
Awesome.
So this episode starts, Walker's still running, and he's reminiscing over Lamar. And this is kind of right after he killed the guy from the last episode. And now Bucky and Sam have to track him down, and they talk for about 5 seconds. So then pretty much they can just fight. And this is the time where we get to see Bucky use his arm, New Cap use the shield and his super soldier serum, and Falcon use his wings. And it doesn't last very long, but it's a good choreographed scene. But to Alex's point, there's a lot of quick edits with it where it's not long establishing shots, and it's like, oh my god, here's Falcon, oh, here's Bucky. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, even those punches, and I'm so sorry. I feel like I reiterate this every week, but the fast edits just ruin it's almost like they don't know how to fight. They don't know stunt work. So they have to do these quick edits. It's annoying to me. But at the same time, it was a fun fight scene. I didn't mind it.
Sure, and I think we also kind of pay attention to that more than the average viewer. Just to be honest, I do think most people probably don't care.
I think you do.
It was a fun scene, and it was. It wasn't the
Just
worst
enjoy
one
it,
of the
man.
series.
It's a good fight.
Right. It was a
It
good
could be
fight.
a better
But
fight.
I do.
It
could
could
be a better fight.
Exactly.
Yes. I think at this point in the MCU, they really shouldn't be having fight scenes like this. They need to up their game.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, I keep saying at the end of the
You
day,
guys-
my God,
you
I
guys
need to stop
realize
saying
this
that.
is a TV show, though, right? It's not a movie.
True.
It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter. It has the same production budget.
You put, here's the thing, it might be TV. You slap that Marvel on the front of it, I'm expecting Marvel.
And you get Marvel.
I want Marvel
There's
lists.
so many underlying stories throughout this show that they're all gonna pan out and be awesome, and you're gonna be blown away by the end and be like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming."
See, that's why we are glad to have you here this week, because you're going to be able to open our minds.
We've seen everything that's happened in the show. Like, literally, this episode was the culmination of what we've been anticipating from before WandaVision came out. So I don't know how this is going to play a bigger role in the MCU in Phase 4.
That is true. Well,
We never
It's
knew.
gonna play a role, but they're also gonna have a season 2 of this. So,
Oh, God.
yeah.
we're not reviewing it. Calm down. We're not reviewing it. We will not be doing this again. I am not doing
I'm
this
putting
again.
it in my calendar right now. Reviews.
Well, you're gonna have to if you want to, find the whole story.
Oh, cool. We might watch
That's
it, but
true.
then we'll be like,
All 9 seasons of this show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. style.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
watch that show anyway. But to compare it to another show, Daredevil had great fight scenes, and it was a TV show. I mean, that's some of the best
Yeah.
fight scenes, better than most movies. So I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
that's the best comparison.
But Daredevil wasn't using a bunch of CGI effects either. That was straight
Yeah.
stuntmen
but-
fighting.
Straight
to
stuntman.
rely, yeah, but when you have something that we've seen like that we know that Marvel can do that's where we get hung up on. We know the potential. We know that you can do this in a TV show. We've seen it in TV shows before.
We've
and
seen
we've
Mandalorian do it. We know Disney's putting money into Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, but again, when you're doing a show, right, you got a budget. Now, where do we put which episodes do we put more money into and have more things going on? I mean, you can't have every episode be, high flying Falcon flying all over
They
the place.
fought for 3 minutes. The episode is like 52 minutes.
I guarantee you the last episode is going to be a ton of fighting and all kinds of crazy shit going on. That's where the money is.
It probably will, actually.
Well, cool. So let's move on. What happens next?
This is where Falcon's saying, "Got to give me the shield, man." And so in this fight, Bucky's arm breaks. Cap rips off Falcon's wings, and then they break Cap's arm. So it was a fun take for all of them. And then finally, Bucky and Sam get the shield from fake new Captain America.
Yeah.
You mean U.S. agent, right? You guys know
That's
that, right?
Yeah, he will be by the end of the episode for sure. Which I'm excited for. He's always my cap.
Agent.
We'll get there. We'll get there, sir. Don't worry, Alex.
Hashtag my Captain America.
That's right.
Okay.
It actually took, like, I watched this twice just to refresh myself before coming on here, and I noticed he had the sling the first time I watched, but I didn't notice that they broke his arm when they pulled the shield off.
It was fast. Like, they really pulled that off fast. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he was just like,
yoink! Ouch.
Well, I'm
That's
pretty
mine.
sure that there was a little bit of sound effect too of an arm breaking, but
yeah.
I'm not rewinding that to re-listen or anything.
No, but there was a good visual seeing the wings cut off from Falcon as well. It had like that cool look.
Although I thought he was choking him at the time. I was like,
that's what I thought too, but
so you're proving our point that the stunt work and bad editing. Okay, so
well, once he broke the wings, then I knew what the hell he was doing.
That's true, yeah.
I thought maybe he was doing something else. I don't know. So
yeah. Okay. Cool. So what happens next?
Well, before we move on, I do like when he says, "Why are you making me do this?" Like, seriously? No.
Yeah. Why are you making me do this? What do you mean?
Like, he's doing a great job acting, but that line within this sequence just is out of place, and it doesn't make any sense with his character or his relation to Sam and Bucky. And
it all goes back to Captain America, though, when the doctor was talking about the serum and how it works. Is it enhances? That's why he wanted Steve Rogers. He's like, I want a good person, not a good soldier. Walker's a good soldier, so his mentality is a lot different, and that's why the serum's different on him.
Okay, I dig that.
Yeah,
I dig that.
So they're going way back there to Captain America and bringing it back together.
Yeah,
I'm saying the line doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
he has no reason for him to say, "Why are you making me do this?"
Because he knows they're there to take the shield, and he's not gonna let them. He's already told them this. I am Captain America.
It's
this
a
is
power
my
play.
shield. Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
it was maybe a poorly placed line in the scene. I would agree with that. Awkwardly placed, I guess.
His motives are obvious, but the
Yeah.
correlation of those motives to the audience is idiotic. It's no matter what it's kind of connection he's trying to make to previous movies or anything. They don't know how to explain their characters' motives in this show.
No, you're right. I mean, we get it because we watch the movies a lot and we understand the movies. But yes.
You know how WandaVision didn't hold us by the hand and tell us what's going on? And they're like, hey, audience, why don't you go figure out what's going on? This is the opposite show.
They actually did, though. It's just the audience thought there was a lot more going on than there actually was.
Too.
I will agree with that. I feel like we kind of dissected that other show like crazy, hoping that it was going to be Mephisto.
It still might be.
I think the X-Men
you
are
never
coming.
know.
Still might be.
Scene.
Let's move on.
All right, next scene. Oh, it was title
Um,
credits, I think.
Yeah, title credits. But then Torres comes back. This is the first time we've seen him in quite a few episodes. And this is just the point where Sam can say that we'll never find her in reference to Carly because she's underground. So far underground.
So far
By the
underground
end
that
of
she's
the
above ground in a public park. Anyways, yeah.
yeah, by the
In
end
the
of the
place where
episode, we'll see
everybody-
how far underground she is. And then he does get to joke about Bucky getting your sleeve back, which was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's a cute line.
I think I was even doing the what is it, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where I was like, ah.
Yeah. I will say that guy is adorkable. That is for sure. He definitely is.
Better get used to him.
Ooh.
Yep, he's
all I'm
going to be the
saying.
new Falcon. No spoilers. But there was a lot of foreshadowing in this scene.
Yeah.
That's for sure. He was rubbing those wings, man.
He asked twice about how the wings were broken,
Right?
and
How?
Falcon doesn't respond either time. He acts like he didn't even talk to him when he says it, and finally he says, "Keep him when he leaves."
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sick of your questions,
Because he was
kid.
walking, he had like the shield in hand. Did he even do one of those like adjust the shield like keep him?
He should have. He should have.
Right?
Yes, to cheese that bit up
I got
just a little
this
bit
now.
more. Yeah. I could fly around with this shield thing.
Mm,
I'd rather fly, dude.
honestly.
Anyways. Right?
That's just me. But he's back. All right, next.
So that's a fun aspect. And so now we go back to Walker, and so these are the ramifications of what he did at the end of the last episode. And so he's stripped of everything. He has an other discharge, and he actually counters back to the stupid senator guy who gave him the shield in the first place and took it from Sam for obvious racist reasons. And so he says, "You built me. Your mandates, all of that, it created who I am. It created essentially the reason that I just killed this guy. And everything that I've done is because of everything that you did to me to create this soldier." And it's really well acted. And this is a good tense sequence. And this episode stumbles upon these, where there's these good little sequences, and then there's dumb stuff. And then there's these good sequences. I don't know why they cut out, like Frog says, they cut out the fat, and you just have like a sequence of really good acting and descripting of
You just
the
cut out
entire realm.
everybody but Wyatt Russell, and you have a good show. I'm just saying, that guy is like out acting everybody.
I was blown away by his acting again in this episode. Yeah, because like you said, this scene right here, he was able to show an absolute full range of emotions. As he's telling
he's like,
him.
"You guys trained me to be this person, and you like I did what you trained me to be. I did it. You
Right.
can't be mad at
I
me.
mean,
Oh, you're
it's
taking that
showing what the government's like is
Right.
what they're going for, right? Like, well, we made the problem, but you just go away, and
Right.
we don't want to deal with you anymore.
He's going, don't kill us either, because you have the super serum. So
I did
Well,
think
now-
I thought he was gonna break the podium with something.
I thought so too. Okay, yeah, totally. But do you think that they know that he has the super serum?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
They have to know.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus does.
Yeah,
Yes.
she everyone knows. I think at this point. Yeah, it was all filmed. Everyone had their cameras out. They know that.
Yeah.
Right. They're watching it on Mandalorian. So, yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Although him killing a guy with the shield doesn't necessarily show that he has super serum.
Exactly. That's
So-
what I
We
thought.
don't know how much went into the video of like, does the guy's entire rib cage crush? Like, is he split in half?
I think he severed his head. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. He came down a couple times. It wasn't like just one big strong man, hey, boom, you're done. He was letting out some steam.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rage there.
Yeah.
And he has the one good line with this where he says, "You don't know what it takes to be Captain America." That's the show. They could have titled this show, "You Don't Know What It Takes to Be Captain America," and just focused on John Walker the whole time.
You
Yeah.
still
Or
have to
even
have
Falcon's
have him doing things.
I don't know.
What's
He's
he gonna do?
doing
Just
more than Falcon and Winter Soldier are doing.
just go around giving interviews and selling war bonds. You know. I mean,
Hold
I don't
on.
know,
Did we watch
fun.
a full movie of that?
We did. Yes. All right, so he walks out, right? Or do we have
Yeah.
any other scene that cuts this? Or do we
No,
immediately
then-
go?
No, he's sitting
He's
out.
talking to his wife.
Yeah, this is when Julia Louis-Dreyfus shows up, and
Alright.
she knows that we value people who have the super soldier serum. So keep me in mind, all that fun stuff. And the senators, they can't get it because they only care about money and perception, and you're now a bad asset. It doesn't matter about if you were justified in your means or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
Justified in your
Beautiful.
means. Wink.
perfect.
I thought that she was the vice president. Veep.
Just with the purple streak in her hair, or blue streak.
So I actually looked up her character, and yeah.
It's
Sorry.
a big deal.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Please, would you mind going into who this character is?
You'll learn
Madam-
more, but Madam
Hydra, who's later Viper too.
Wait, what? I didn't see any of that. I just looked up her name, and it just showed like who
So
it
the
was.
problem is that she I guess was supposed to be in, or maybe still is in Black Widow,
Black
which was
Widow.
supposed to come out before this show
Oh,
Yeah, she was
happened.
supposed
So
to
we were
appear in
supposed to
this.
know who she is. Yeah, we were supposed to already know who she was. So when she came in, it was like a lot of people who aren't, Marvel readers are probably like, "What? Who is this person?"
Plus, she gives
Right.
him 4 or 5 names.
Right.
So,
And people are like, what? I mean, as soon as I saw the boots, I knew who it was. I'm like, we're doing Madam Hydra, and they just went, Elaine? That's an interesting choice. Okay.
Well, I thought, yeah, right, totally. I was Dreyfus.
I
Anyways,
don't hate it out. Like it's just there.
And it-
well, and
it also alludes to another super team, so that they'll probably end up doing.
we don't have to allude to it. You could say it.
That's
I'm-
so fun.
I'm so.
That's what I'm saying.
I
There's so
wanna
much stuff going on in these shows.
Well, and so this was the first time in this show where I felt like it was a WandaVision moment where I was like, oh, I want to look this person up and see a little bit more of it. But as I was looking it up, the show kept going. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll look it up later. I never did.
Figured. It's okay.
It's,
More will be
it's leading to the
later.
Thunderbolts,
Ooh.
who had Baron Zemo in it. John Walker's been part of them, so they're going down that road too.
Yeah, it should be fun, I think, if they set it up properly.
So
Yeah.
is that like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad?
Not, it's like redeemed villains that
Yeah.
form their own team.
So the Suicide Squad?
Not really. It's like,
Oh.
well, they could die at any moment. They're bad. Like they are straight up evil.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a
Cool.
different tone. Let's put it.
I'm
that
on
way.
board. I'm on board. I'm
Yeah.
tracking.
I will say they did a good job with her look. I'm like, that looks like Madam Hydra. It's just weird seeing Elaine in that role. So yeah, just kind of had to get used to it.
She's rude and crude in that, and quick-witted and everything like that. So I mean,
Oh, yeah, she did great with the
Gross.
humor aspect of the role
Yeah.
for sure. So
Cool.
we shall see. All right, Trevor, what's next?
So now we go to Carly, and the whole entire show comes to a screeching halt because, again, she's underground, and she's so off the radar that she went back to the last place that we saw her at the end of episode 4.
Right? So like,
Literally, all they needed to do was stick one agent to just sit out there for a couple days.
yeah, it's like going back to the perp's house. It's like, why? Why would you
That
go back?
that was a little odd, especially since the GSP. Like they had signs all over the place, so they'd obviously been there. Like,
Yeah.
Right. It looks
what's
like
to say they're not still there?
right. They were freshly taken away. All those people were freshly taken away, and they're just waltzing up like, oh, nobody's gonna see us.
Yeah, and then they all go in big crew, too. They don't, she didn't, just meet with one guy. They had to be their whole posse.
Let's all go.
Well, she had to give her a speech.
Yeah, which
She
the
gave a
idea is
speech to
that,
one guy.
yeah, they need to be citizens of the world. Again, this whole citizens of the world thing, they're not citizens. I thought her point was that she hated that now all these people came back. Now she's not
Well, she
citizen of
does
the world at all.
because the people who came back displaced all the people that were there was extra homes and extra all this stuff, and people just kind of well, nobody's here. I'm gonna go live in this
Take
house,
it.
and then all these people came back, and now they're all on the street. So now they're all refugees, and they're in refugee camps, and
But they didn't really do a great job conveying that to the audience.
No,
Right.
the people who came back are the refugees, not the people who
Right.
existed already.
No. They got forced out of their houses when the people came back. Is what happened.
Yes.
They
Really?
weren't the people
When was
that
any of
disappeared.
this explained?
This show has not told us that
No,
because
the
the
show's
show
not
is
done a very
pretty
good
much-
job of doing that.
It's been explaining it through it, but you guys just hate it, so you don't pay attention.
That could be the case, because I zoned the hell out.
They did a GRC commercial, and it totally sounded like the people who came back are the refugees. They don't have a place for them.
I'm
That's
sure
what
there's
I
some of
thought.
those too, but the way whatever her name is, Carly explained it, was like they got forced out of their homes because all these people came back.
Well, it's not her home anyway. If I get disappeared,
It's
somebody comes and moves into my house,
5
there's going to
years.
be a reckoning
5 years
in
have
5
gone
years.
by.
So where
These people
what was she doing?
It's been 5 years though, and you have twice as many homes as you need on the planet Earth. So somebody can just move into a house, and who's gonna care?
Right,
Alright,
but there's
this
a
is my wife
deed,
now.
and there's
I know, but 5
paperwork.
years have gone by, is what I'm saying. We even talked.
What
We
happened
joked
to
about
her
it
old
on
house?
one of our podcasts. Like, is it like 3 years later? Do they start going? Well, I guess nobody's coming back. We can get rid of these documents because
Right,
like taxes.
If
You have to
it's
keep
up to
tax documents for 8 years. So
if it's up to the banks, it's within the week.
Exactly.
I mean, I can sell this house right now because people disappeared. Let's do it. Where's those dotted lines, baby?
For sure.
I wonder what
Anyways.
that does to the market, though, like the value of homes. If half the population leaves, does the value
You
of
have a
homes...
down.
bigger supply, so
yeah, supply goes down. The reason pricing is so crazy right now is because there's no supply. It's
There's
the
no
fewest
supply.
number of houses on the market ever.
Oh, man. It'd be like the 50s all over again. You pay 20 grand and you got yourself a good...
Lorraine's going, Thanos had the right idea.
I mean, I've been saying that for a long time, people.
As long as you're not the one who disappeared.
Hey, I don't know where they went. They could have went to a way better place.
Well,
Maybe
they-
they need to
maybe
have
they went
a
to
movie
another
on
Earth.
that.
They went to another Earth, and so there's only half on this and half on that, and everybody's happy.
Dude, and the other Earth is pristine and beautiful, and then everybody's disappearing off of that Earth and coming back to this dumpster.
we just got used to living there. What the heck? Had a wife and kids and everything again. Oh, jeez.
Ah, jeez, Rick.
Yes, we should probably move on to the next scene.
We
'cause,
probably
yeah.
should. I think I'm going to get some hate mail for my Thanos comment.
So now we're so Zemo's at his like family plot of grave or whatever, and Buggy shows up, and this is the time where he locks his gun or takes off the safety 3 times before he actually is ready to actually hold the gun to Zemo, and then he finally pulls the trigger only for there to be no bullets in said trigger, and it's just because Bucky did this whole show of things to hand Zemo over to the Wakandans.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you guys. Have any of you guys held a gun before?
Yes.
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 No.
Does guns rattle like a baby's rattle whenever you shake it? No.
Yeah,
Well, it
sure,
depends on the
totally.
gun.
Those parts are very loose in there. You don't know that?
Dude, guns
you have an old, like,
nowadays
World
are
War
like
II,
just
you know,
shoddy
rifle.
made. Shoddy made. Hey, there we go. Yeah, because right once he's showing off to Zemo that he's got a gun and he shakes it, and it makes the most rattlingest noise. And I'm like, what kind of gun does he have that it's gonna go? All you did was give it a little shake, dude.
Like a bubble gum.
I thought that was I thought he just unclicked the safety was the noise.
Oh, okay.
He
Hearing-
unclicks the safety like 3 times.
No,
I
he
don't know
unclicked
when
it
he
once.
re-clicked it.
Well,
and then he pulls the.
and
No,
cocks
there's
the-
3
opposite.
distinct clicks.
It does rattle a bunch. That's how I felt. That's why I said my comment is because it sounded like it was constantly rattling through the scene.
Maybe.
And I'm like, are the bullets just bouncing around in there? What's going on, guys? And then,
basically what you're telling me is you're listening to the gun, you're not paying attention to what they're saying or
I'm
anything.
listening to sound design. I'm listening to this.
I know. It's all the production.
I watch the fight scenes as if like stuntmen. I'm watching the production quality here, and it's blowing my mind that this is considered Marvel.
This is crazy.
I love it. I love it. This is the fun stuff that I look at.
Trevor, this was to establish to Zemo that Bucky's not under anybody's control anymore. That's what.
No,
this
I
was
know
set.
it. I understand all the meanings in the show. It's just it misses the mark because they don't make me care because there's no gravitas to when Zemo's on screen because he's already been a foible and just like a goofy character for unknown reasons.
For me,
and then Bucky, they still haven't developed his character. I still don't understand why Bucky is even on this show. So that's why it doesn't mean anything.
well, and that's actually a kind of a interesting thought too, because we can see that Sam is going to be the next Captain America. What's Bucky going to be? What's the point? I'm actually with you, Trevor. Where's Bucky going to be in the future of all this?
They'll give us something based on some comic, but this show won't set that up.
He'll probably be the White
People
Wolf.
who are big fans will be like, "Oh, look, see, this was set up all along."
Well, they've called him the White Wolf since Endgame, right?
Since Wakanda. That's what they called him in Wakanda.
In Wakanda, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying there's no character development. I could care less what he does afterwards because he's the same Bucky that showed up in Winter Soldier back in, what was that, 2014?
No,
And he
I mean, there's
smiled a
that
bit
whole-
this episode.
What's the whole thing with the guy whose kid he killed? He's got all that guilt
Yeah,
going through him, and
that guy.
they've developed him. You're crazy. Like when he
Sure.
went back to that guy's apartment and you see the memorial of his son, and you're like, oh man, he's just sitting there torturing himself, like hanging out with this guy.
I guess.
That was episode 1. What
And
happened in
Nothing
2, 3, or
since.
4 that does more with Bucky since then? Because this one, I thought they were going to go into that. I was like, oh,
The
when
whole-
he talks to Sam,
the
he
whole
has
thing
the
with
book. He's going to go see the old Asian guy right now. No.
I don't know. The whole scene with, I mean, the Winter Soldier and Sam, the whole deal of, hey man, if Steve thought you were good and you should be Captain America and you're not Captain America, that means he was wrong about me and I'm just a shitty person, and you know that it's all the stuff that they've been working on through this whole thing.
He said
I
one
hope
line,
something
and that was a good line. We mentioned that was a good line, but there's nothing else. Like, literally, Sam reiterates that in this episode. And Bucky, they have the same conversation again. They're just in the woods now.
It's not the same conversation.
Almost beat for beat. If you went and watched them talk together, they changed word usage.
Because this is Sam coming back around. I think.
All
I
right,
think
now
at
we're
this
just
point,
spinning circles.
Bucky's already moving on, and he's trying to get Sam back in, and that's all.
Yeah, I can see that. We are kind of jumping ahead in the episode too. I
Yeah.
think, just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Let's get to it.
Right. So Sam, he goes back to Maryland. Now he gets to go back and talk to Isaiah. And so Isaiah, we get more of his story and backstory of all of the stuff he had to go through, how they had serum on all these different soldiers beyond him and Steve, and a lot of them died because of it. And then he goes and tries to save these prisoner of wars, and it goes against the brass's decision. And so that way he's been punished super intently for that. And then they experimented on him for 30 years. And this one nurse actually gives him the letters from his wife that they withheld from him this whole time and erased his entire history. And he's had an absolutely horrible life. So he hates the Shield. He despises the Shield. He despises what it stands for, America, and all of his experience with it.
Yes.
This is a great sequence.
This is
I
awesome.
actually really like.
Because he's the other great actor on the show.
Yes.
Right.
By the way, real quick, why can they just never drive up to his house? They have to like walk 3
yeah,
blocks
where
to
are they
get to his
parking?
house.
Is there
Yeah,
metered
Where are
parking
they
street?
parking? Where are they leaving their car just to walk through this neighborhood to get to him? That's a good call.
Maybe it's not
I
safe
didn't
to
really
park in
think
that
about that.
neighborhood. They're like, oh well, we'll park like a few
I was like,
blocks
why is he?
down.
Is it just so he can show the neighborhood he's carrying the shield? Like, I don't know why he's walking so far to get there. Just pull your car up out front.
Yeah,
It shows up in his
I
back.
agree with that. But luckily enough that at least Walk Up gets into the conversation that was probably one of the better conversations of the entire show. Of
Well, this
giving
is
that
also the
story.
whole underlying tone of this show. Just like WandaVision was about grief, this is about racial inequalities.
Right.
So that's the underlying story going on here, especially even with Sam wanting to be Captain America and
I
stuff.
kind of wish that they would have brought him in episode 1 and have him be more integral throughout the series, not just in 2 different scenes and 2 different episodes.
In
'Cause I think you
tidbits.
kind of get lost with all this other stuff that isn't too
Right.
integral, in my opinion, like the Flag Smasher stuff and the Power Broker and all these other plates.
Oh my god, I forgot that there's a power broker
Right,
somewhere.
get rid of all of that stuff, and you would have this really nice, like, powerful story about 3 different characters, if you want to include Bucky. But 2 different characters.
If you want to.
2 different Captain America wannabes, trying to figure out that identity.
Oh, dude, I love that.
It's fantastic, and they blew it, in my opinion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see that right there. That's really good, Prog.
And you could have had really cool acted backstory scenes with him in the war,
Oh yeah. If they'd done more with, I think they will do more with him in the future, but
I hope so. I hope he ends up.
If they had shown a little bit of it and gotten us more involved in that story, that would have been really cool, but I think they're saving it.
Well, that actually raises my question a little bit on you had mentioned that there is going to be a sequel series to this, or a sequel Captain Winter Soldier second season. Thank you. Good Lord, words come easy to me. Has that been announced? And
they've announced that there's another season, but they haven't specified
like
anything.
official.
Yeah.
But they pretty much have classified it now as a series.
Like they came out and said WandaVision was a one-off, but Falcon and Winter Soldier will have more.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool.
So
right on. So what's next?
Well, just for this scene, Isaiah says they'll never let a black man be Captain America, and then no self-respecting black man would ever want to be. And so this is kind of the thing that weighs on Sam the rest of this entire episode.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It should have been the whole series, but yes.
that line, I'm like, oh man, how are you going to be Captain America now after hearing that?
It's also a conflict because at first Sam doesn't want to be Captain America because he's like, I'm not Steve Rogers. I'm me. I can't take his place and be who he was. So I don't deserve it. But now, like, this is wait, this isn't why I said I. This is why
this
I
is not
didn't
why
want
I said no. Right.
Like I didn't know all about all this other stuff going on, and
right.
So I think that's the conflict now. Is he's like, well, I don't think I'm worthy, and then now he's saying I shouldn't be worthy, but now maybe I should be worthy.
Yeah, dude. That was a solid line for them to leave that on. Yeah, because it hit me. I don't know. I felt
it was powerful.
Powerful is exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
He basically said if you pick that shield up, then you're I don't know who you are.
Right. You're given into the system, kind of thing. It's like,
right. You're just a pawn of the government to show, look, we did this.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do it for the government,
which they alluded to with the whole when Madam Hydra there said, we know you don't have the shield, but don't worry, that's a whole big gray area of who has that shield.
Oh yeah, it doesn't belong to the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Does it belong to Tony?
It belongs to Wakanda actually, because I believe the vibranium was stolen to make that shield. Because they don't allow people to have vibranium.
No.
Yeah, Tony's dad. Yeah.
What?
Or Tony's granddad.
Yeah. No, his father.
Papa Tony.
Right? No, I don't know. There's been so many Starks.
I know. I'm thinking back to the history, and I think it was his father.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Cool.
And
good.
Tony's dead, so he doesn't own it.
Okay.
It's still Stark property. It's probably Stark Industries property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Anywho.
It's still the one that's broken in half, though, right?
It's that same one, I believe. Well, we don't know because he came back with it from a different
past.
time.
Oh, from time. Yeah, it's from a
Yeah.
different time.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
so
don't
then
want to
this
get
is,
into all that. That
It came
This is
across
when-
time for him.
Falcon goes home. So he calls his sister Sarah, and this is when he calls home, and then he calls in favors because they got to fix the boat. Because remember the boat from episode 1 that nobody cared about? Let's bring it back.
And I thought that ship had sailed, but nope, it didn't. Cue the montage.
Here we go. Montage.
But this is where Bucky comes with the new suit.
That's right.
That's why Bucky's there.
Got you.
Oh,
He called in a favor too.
What's in
I
the
was showing
box?
in the case. Yeah,
What's
we
in
don't
the
get to see what's
box?
in the box.
I'm like
all
so
know what's in the
disappointed by
box.
that. I like that's one of those like cliffhangers that I'm like, this is so stupid. Just show me what's in that box.
I
Don't
agree.
Show
make me
me
wait.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Can you imagine if you brought Pepper Potts' head in the box and that was the big moment?
I was hoping he would open it up and it would glow like on Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that would
And then we would never see it. Ever.
Never. I think, oh, that's what
Could
this
be
is.
anything.
It's the lid, end of the series.
It's a
Yeah.
big kahuna burger in the middle.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
All
All right. But
This is how we get to enjoy this show, Dwayne. Okay, we enjoy the show by making fun of it a lot.
we
Making
create
it
our
other
own
shows.
narrative.
we create our own show, and it's so much
Like,
better.
I can criticize the show and still enjoy it, though. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
what we've been saying is you don't have to be such a fanboy to where you can't just sit there and criticize the show because it's not perfect. It
Everything's
really
not
isn't.
perfect. No,
Right.
Exactly.
there's plenty of flaws.
Right.
Right.
And hey, I'm not saying it's great, but I do find a lot of the good in it. So
Right.
I'm not totally bashing it either.
I beg to differ, but that's okay.
Even better.
Hey, if this is your first time listening to us, go back and listen to a whole bunch of episodes where we just completely trash this show.
Pretty much. All right.
And so I just wanted to make a point that Bucky, for some reason, I'm living his life. First, I got to see him, in the house with nothing in it, just like I have. And then he was sanding in this episode, and I started doing some refurnishing of furniture, and so you have to sand it all down. I'm like, damn it, dude, I'm living Bucky's life. This sucks.
Oh,
If only you had the metal arm.
Oh, the metal arm. Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh,
so
this
after that
thing
whole
takes
working
way too long,
montage,
too. Sorry, go ahead.
it does take a while. So then this is the point where Walker gets to visit Lamar's parents, and he gets to say that the person I killed was the person that actually killed Lamar, even though that's not the case, because we all know it was Carly, but it's just more things of Walker. And this is trying to be a heartfelt moment by still showing that Walker isn't really that heartfelt to begin with.
Exactly. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, poor me. Yeah, I don't think the sister was buying it though.
Yeah.
She kept giving it the side eye the whole time. It's like, I don't trust this white boy. Something wrong with him.
Oh.
Don't trust him. Don't trust him. I don't blame her.
No,
See,
but even this was a bit of a quick scene too. Like I don't know if they really needed to linger on it too long, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
how
felt like I
necessary
looked
it
down at my
was.
phone for like 5 minutes and I looked up and the scene was already over and people were crying and I'm like, oh, oops, did I miss
Yeah.
something?
Back to my point.
You know what?
Touche.
The next episode, I'm gonna sit there like I'm in that freaking movie, or Clockwork Orange, where
Yeah.
they're peeling
Right.
my eyelids back, and I don't miss a freaking thing. This is
So
probably
after-
our best episode so far.
After
guys.
Walker visits the parents, we transition over to Susan or Sharon. What's her name? Sharon Carter, Susan
Sharon
Carter. I
Carter.
don't know.
She's still
Yeah.
a part of this.
Yeah, so they show her every so often just to show that she's the power broker, and
Yeah,
I don't
she
know
is the
why
power
we care.
broker.
Oh,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh.
She was calling GSP on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Straight up. She was like, get your butt over here. I need your help.
yeah.
Did you guys hear all the theories about the phone thing?
Uh-uh.
That bad villains in movies can't have an iPhone,
Oh, yes, that's
and
right.
she's
That's
the only one that
Mike
doesn't have an
Johnson.
iPhone.
What?
Yeah, Ryan
Yeah,
Johnson
Apple does that
said
specifically.
about a
Yeah.
year ago. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, dude, smart idea. Smart idea. She's got a Galaxy 7S or whatever, the exploding one. So whenever she gets into
Exploding
trouble,
one.
she just takes it and
Just-
throws it against the
Right?
Ha
That
ha!
was one of the best GTA 5 mods where you got the phone, you can just throw it.
Pretty much. Anyways, I have no. She was just calling in GSP to do his.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
That's all
All
the
of her scenes in the last couple of episodes, it's almost like they filmed them like later on. Like they were almost like, hey, we know that you're like in like London or something. We're shooting this whole show over here. Do you mind if we just bring a camera and you just say a couple lines into a cell phone? Like that's all we ever see is her go blah 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 blah, and then it's like we never see her again for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
It's probably true. Yeah. I mean, it's a cheap way to do it, for sure.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Probably filming another show or something on the side.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know what that show is that she's in, but yeah,
I double dip too, brother.
of course.
Double dipping, man.
All right, so what's he bringing to Carly? What's going on?
The heat. Sorry. Just saying stuff at this point, guys.
So after that,
I don't know what the
Susan
hell he
scene,
brought.
Bucky is back. And
Oh shit!
This is
we
where he
have
has
another montage,
that-
probably.
slow-mo walk on the pier. It's the morning. He
So
walks for like 5 minutes in
fucking
slow motion
on
on
the
the pier for no
pier.
reason. Zack Snyder came in and shot this one.
I got nothing to fear.
Sitting in
so
the morning
fucking
sun.
You're ruining my song. Stop.
Her song's not as good as mine. I'm sorry, Prague. I didn't mean to fight with you.
Okay, so he's slow walking over for another montage. Coming up.
Yeah, and then this is interesting because they play the music over their conversation when they're leaving, because this is the whole, again, focusing on the boat that we don't care about. And I don't know if we're supposed to hear that conversation or if the audio was mixed improperly, if it was purposeful not to care about their buddy cop relationship.
It was probably the oddest moment of the show for me, was that audio transition. It was jarring. I wasn't too sure what they were doing in mixing in that moment, but the sound mixer didn't know what to focus on, I'm guessing. Maybe he wasn't given instruction by the director to like, hey, wait until they're done talking and then fade in the music. But it was weird. It's a weird transition. That's all.
I have nothing on this one. Sorry.
Okay.
Me neither. Did not even
And
notice.
Now we get back into, so this is where they're training with the shield. Falcon has the pads wrapped around the trees and they're going and he's tossing the shield and we get to see how it bounces off. And this is where we get that good conversation that I thought was going to start the series, because this kind of goes back to got to stop looking to other people to tell you who you are. You know, Sam is really good at grief counseling and PTSD for former soldiers, and that's essentially what he's doing with Bucky. And it's a really good sequence. There's 3 good conversation, like dialogue based sequences in this show.
And this
For
is one.
myself,
Yes.
the shield was so distracting.
Was it for you? You're like, what? Oh, look at it.
Threw it again.
Where is it? Are they
Threw
paying
it again.
attention to it?
Where
Did
is
you gonna hit them?
Squirrel.
Oh god.
Squirrel. Ball.
Oh boy,
No,
hi.
it just, I don't know. It just, to me, I don't know the science behind the shield of why it, no matter what, will always come back to the same person or come back to the same area to where you get to catch it. I don't really understand that. And then there's also leather straps on the back of the shield. Is the leather straps attached to the arm and it's just a magnetic shield? Somebody please explain. Is this a science thing that I'm not getting?
Mystery. Sorry, I'm not gonna sing the whole song.
I don't know.
Magic.
No one knows.
Magic.
Never explained.
Oh,
It's
explanation.
vibranium,
That's
man.
all I need.
Yeah, it's vibranium. It's not a real material, so it's not science.
But apparently, it's light enough for little kids to be able to pick it up and play with no problem. So
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Well, and it bounces off the trees, or it bounces off these mats.
Well, they throw it at the tree, it just sticks in. So then they put a
a
like a-
mat.
mat on there, and that's
Plastic
it's not
mat.
going to cut through the mat. I didn't get that.
The thing just cut through a dude's head, and no, yeah, let's put up some padding here.
But then later on the pier, he just bounces it off that wooden
Right.
post. Maybe you have to throw it a certain way. I don't know.
See,
I guess so.
you're seeing the flaws now, Dwayne. Exactly.
I like this. Welcome to the show, Dwayne.
You can have flaws. It's not perfect. But it's just like, Sam's sitting there playing catch basically with Bucky with the shield back and forth, and then Bucky leaves, and all of a sudden he can't catch the shield. Like,
I know. What was it that was suddenly you can't now?
He had to
like
start from
one of them
ground
was
zero.
like the same throw where like he threw it at the tree and it came right back at him, and when he was standing next to Bucky, he just caught it no problem. And then Bucky leaves and he does it. It's like
It's coming too fast this time.
I almost wonder if it was shot out of sequence, possibly.
No way, dude. There's no, unless they were meant to put that like in the very first episode, and he was like, "I can't get a hold of this thing. I'm giving it up."
No,
That's there it is. That's why he actually gave it up.
Never mind. He's talking over me. Anyway,
You didn't let me finish my point.
Okay. You're right. Exactly.
See? Yep.
All right. What happens next?
So during that conversation, though, Bucky also doubles down on the race idea and the inequality where me and Steve talked about what your future plans, and we don't get it. You know, we don't understand the legacy of that shield and the ramifications for you taking on that shield. Because, you know, this whole time Bucky's like, Sam, why didn't you take the shield? Why didn't you take the shield? That's like his whole beef with Sam this entire series. Why didn't you take the shield? And so it took him till episode 5 without them really talking about it for him to understand why he didn't take the shield.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't really talk about it much at all, except for those couple scenes.
Like, they show the audience why, but
Sure.
Bucky wasn't sitting there watching it unless
He was on
like the
Complex the
Mandalorian.
whole time.
Yeah, he had the piped in audio.
Here, Skype me in real quick while you're talking to that guy.
Well, like it could be he's seeing Walker and what he's becoming, being like, you know, just because you have the shield doesn't mean you're great Captain America. So
Yeah, true, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they joke about not being friends when they leave that sequence because they have to double down on that too.
Yes, they do.
it's the buddy cop, man.
Yeah.
The buddy cop. Yeah, I mean,
It's a weak buddy cop.
every 80s movie has done it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It happened.
Alrighty.
And so now we transition back to Falcon telling Sarah that what's the point of all the pain and suffering, the struggles of our people, if I'm not willing to stand and fight? And so this gets into the training montage. And the one part for the training montage, is there a reason he has to flip in the air and do somersaults before he catches the shield?
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Like, is that just style points?
I think it's
Stuff.
got to be. Right?
Well, I think it. Honestly, I thought about it afterwards, and I'm like, the reason he wasn't catching it this time was before he was just standing still and throwing it and catching it. Now he's trying to use it like he would in a
Oh, like
fight.
you were in battle,
Like
like trying to duck,
Yeah, he
dive,
throws
and
it
dodge.
and he's fighting guys
Right.
and then catches it once he's...
Yeah.
So maybe he's
okay.
like trying to dodge a bullet, like
because he did that
Flip
flip in the
Oh.
fight at the beginning of the movie, so
right.
he did a
Alright,
flip
makes
like that.
sense. Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
All
That was
right.
my thought.
All right.
Thinking about it
Because
afterwards.
Every fight is going to be exactly the same as that fight that he had. So might as well just keep practicing that same.
It's one of the
one
moves in his
fight.
arsenal, so
Yeah, but he only has a set number of moves.
I'll tell you what, man. If he kept the wings, I think he would be set. Yeah. So, anyways, whatever.
yeah, I wonder if we'll see those again.
Never.
I like having you around, Dwayne. You're good. I like this.
All right.
So now that's that whole training montage is complete, and now Falcon feels like he has like a good semblance of using the shield. So now we have to transition back to Carly. The episode's about to end, and George from the first episode, who's also from Winter Soldier, he's going to help Carly. He gives her kind of ammunition because he hates Falcon. Carly hates everyone, and so they can partner on that hatred because Falcon is part of everyone. And
Well, he even
this
said,
is
like, I don't want to be a part of your movement. I'm just here to
Yeah.
kill Falcon.
He doesn't care. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And so this is where Carly has that awesome phone that somehow controls everyone's phone. Like, literally, she can pinch to zoom of everybody's phone in Central Park and send them notifications. Like, that is some awesome tech right there.
That's good tech, man.
Those are whatever the hand fist people, whatever their
the flag
name is.
smashers, but
Yeah.
everybody
Fist
in
people,
Central
exactly.
Park are flag smashers.
This is the guy who likes the show, and he doesn't even know the bad guys' names.
The
And
ham-fisted
we're
people.
just 5 episodes
They
in.
got the handprint on their face.
Yeah.
But just FYI, she's like in public, in the middle.
Yes.
Like,
No,
where everyone in the world can see her clearly.
no, Prague.
Like a
She
underground.
is deep underground.
She's in Central Park somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Carly.
Oh golly, Miss Molly.
You know, they're on the email list. So you know, she sends out the email and they get it. And
She's like, I hope it doesn't go to spam. Oh, jeez.
Does everybody have their Google Docs open? Let's make sure we got the Google Docs open for
the
this.
Same type, like zombies and like.
Yes. Why did they zombie their way up? They were like, my picnic is now over.
Yeah, picnic is
maybe there's mind control that we haven't seen yet.
Oh God, dude, come on! Don't do that, please. Don't ruin this show that I've absolutely loved.
Edward Nigma shows up from DC as a crossover event, and he has the mind power hat on. He's controlling everybody.
Oh, this is great. This is a good one. I like this. Okay.
And so this finally, we discussed the Patch Act, where they're going to move 20 million people back to their original places, and this is where the Flag Smashers invade the GRC when they're doing their little meeting. It's like a version of the UN. It goes black, or it goes to red. You know.
I did not like this scene.
Power goes out.
So when the power goes out, does everything have to go red? Is that what?
It went to like the backup generators, so it's on like.
You know, the little exit signs turn on and stuff.
DEFCON 3, activate.
No. Well, we're in California. We're in tier orange, so my walls better go orange. I know, bad joke. Hey, let's move on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Now Falcon is back to where he was in episode 1, looking at the bed, but instead of this time looking at the shield in the bed, he's now opens his case on the bed.
What's in the box?
And then the episode ends.
Ah, dang it.
Roll credits.
But does the episode end?
Does it end? Oh, you didn't watch the...
Did you
Did you not watch
it was
credits?
7:40. I had to come up and see you guys. It was 7:40, and we were supposed to start.
you're already 10 minutes late. What's another minute?
Well, maybe Prague can walk us through this one.
So yes, in the it's a brief scene. You just see John Walker forging his new shield out of like scrap metal parts, and he takes his metal, puts it on there and spray paints it, and he's making his new shield, which is gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
It looks like a father-son project that they did in their garage.
It looks like
He's like Tony Stark in the cave. He has his forge.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's almost like they use the same sound effects. The cling, cling.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see if his has the same physics as the vibranium one.
I was thinking the same thing. Is it gonna bounce off of a tree the same way and come right back like magic?
He throws it, he clumps to the ground.
He's gonna need a magnet. He's gonna need a powerful magnet.
He has to walk
Spin
every
a
time he throws a shield because he forgets. That's right. It doesn't come back to me. Hold on. Hey, everybody, stop fighting for 2 seconds.
Wait.
I gotta grab my shield.
He just clatters to the ground.
Hey, can you get that for me? Can you just toss that back?
Hey, bad guy.
Hey, Carly, I need the shield back.
Over here.
Little help.
Oh boy.
Oh man, you know what the funny part is he's gonna come out looking like some SDCC Comic-Con cosplayer with his cute little shield. Hey guys, I'm here to fight.
If you've not seen him in the comics, that's pretty much what he is. He's a cosplay Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Oh my god.
Nice. That's a movie, friends.
Captain America. So
there we go.
He does have that look to him.
Cool.
So yes, if they do it, that'd be fun. Because that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be this like really kind of easy to make fun of bad guy. He's miserable, you know.
Yeah,
it's fun. I love it.
In the comics, he's a douchebag basically.
Yeah. Wyatt is
He-
absolutely
His what is his name? Battlestar. In the comic books, he has Battlestar go pretend to be a villain that he shows up and beats.
No
So he looks good. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. Here's the thing: is he's like the best kid. And you know what, Prague? I am fully on board with what you said. I might have said this last week, but yes, I am fully on board with this guy because he's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, man.
I
Good actor.
think we'll get more of him in the future
Oh yeah,
because of how
for
well
sure.
he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope so.
And he gets to lead the West Coast Avengers, which also have Wanda and Vision in it. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
Whoa, really?
Excited.
In the White Vision.
Yeah.
White Vision.
That'd be funny if he shows up at the end of this. He just comes back down. And
Oops,
it ends
not
there.
my contacts. There
Whoops,
we go.
wrong set.
Zing!
Out of here.
I'm here to say
I
that.
am Vision. Away.
Can you give me directions to Wakanda?
Yeah.
Ugh. Cool.
All right. That was good.
That's episode 5, people. I hope you guys enjoyed
Yeah.
it just as much
One
as we
episode
did.
left.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
I can't wait either because then I don't have to watch it anymore. So excited.
But then we're
It's
gonna.
the
You're all
extra
crazy.
stuff, man. It's the extra stuff because if you just had the fight scene at the start with New Cap having his angry speech in front of the Senate, you have Isaiah with his conversation with Falcon, and then you have Bucky and Sam talking at the training montage, and you take that as an episode. That's a really good episode.
You could make that a 30-minute episode right there, and I think we would all have gone, oh,
Someone
wow,
should
that was a
be-
solid episode.
That would be great. A recut.
YouTube
just-
recut.
Yeah.
It's Marvel, so I know there's more to the story that all these other parts that are in there are going to
Oh,
lead to. You know what I mean?
They
God,
try
That's
to-
why they don't bother me.
Oh, I love it.
But you can incorporate those teaser Easter egg moments into other scenes. You don't have to have standalone scenes and long drawn out moments for them, in my opinion. That's just me. I mean, I think that's poor or lazy, maybe screenwriting. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see, indeed.
We'll see.
But that's my main complaint about
If-
everything in.
If it doesn't pay off, then I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You know
no,
You're
you'll
probably
pay.
super wrong about WandaVision, so
what's that?
It's true.
What?
Mephisto.
Mephisto. Okay, let's pull the plug on this one.
All right.
okay. So everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining, Dwayne. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, and one more time, plug yourself for anybody who's actually still listening at this point.
I just plug us all. CrossTheStreamsMedia.com. You can find us all there. All our social medias. Leave voicemails, reviews, all that stuff. Subscribe.
Love it,
It's
love it.
all right there.
Awesome. To everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, Prague out.
Adios, y'all.
Peace.